Hey guys, welcome to my first ever Hunt Showdown exclusive. Oh my god, it's amazing. Well, alright, I mean, it's pretty cool, but at least this is my first tutorial on stuff, and I really want to take a swing at this. And the game I was requested to actually talk about more was Hunt itself. Now, if you guys do not know what Hunt is basically a game of PvP, PvE, as you, the player, can play in solos, duos, triples, to fight it out as you guys track down a bounty by collecting clues and banishing the evils. Yes, the evils, not this evil, but the evils, okay? But anyway, banishing the evils to collect your bounty and escape. Now, this may sound very simple and, you know, really easy, but Hunt has always provided lots of challenges for me. But first of all, we're gonna go with the basics. Usually what happens is when people come into this game, they don't know what they're doing. In this case, I wanted to show you guys what the first things you see are in the splash screen. So, as you come into here, the first things you see will be your hunter. Usually this hunter is automatically loaded and you get to do a first test run or a little period where you get to try out Hunt yourself to understand the mechanics. Now, there will be some questions that you're asked of your play styles. These two play styles will make a difference when you're in a match. Now, getting past that, after you choose your gun style selection of how you'd like to play the game, and remember, both carry their own little ways of dealing with stuff, and you want to play and just try it through. Usually, I like to stick with Hunter. I've been with this for a while, and I enjoy it a lot, and it's fun, and it just adds more to the realism. But that's my personal preference. You can choose whatever you want. Now back to the main point, was we look at the whole menu itself. There's a lot of buttons. You have the lobby, progress, roster, recruitment, store leaderboards, library, body, was it bounty hunt? There's just a lot here, okay? There's a lot. But anyway, so you don't get super confused about it, you basically want to make sure that you first start out with this easy thing. One, you want to make sure that you at least go to your recruitment. This is where you're going to pick your hunters in the future after you end up getting your hunter. Like, you'll get a first-time hunter, but this one is where you can recruit and really select them out and pimp out your whole entire one. Now, as you guys have seen, this one itself is just got its already preloads, and you won't get all these kind of characters until you start progressing through your levels. Again, coming back up here to your rank, as you progress, you'll start at 1, and you'll usually get hunters, and let's see if this works. You'll get hunters more relatable to the tier 1 side. Tier 2s and tier 3s will unlock as you get more progress throughout the story by leveling up. And you're wondering, how do I level up? Easy. The way you level up is just by hunting, and that's by killing creatures, getting XP, killing other hunters, extracting with the bounty, and with each level that you raise up, it is actually going to help you get more supplies. Now, does this correlate to your hunter? Not really, because the hunter's level will be separate and remaining from your own rank. Your rank will constantly go up as the hunter will be capped at 50. Yeah, see that? You're bigger and better than a hunter. You got a big old 100. Yeah, you big old hunter. Look at you. Yeah. Okay, anyway, back to the main point. So, as we look at these hunters, you're going to see the different things that they come with. Usually, like I said, they'll be like this. So what you want to do is get this. I usually like to use the free hunters because the free hunters allow me to build up money in my bounty. That way, when I feel like splurging and going crazy for certain builds while I'm streaming, I have enough, flexibility. But again, do what works for you. Playing the game right in this scenario is going to be up to you. It will only be about money management. Now, after you purchase your hunter, you're basically going to be brought to the overview. From the overview, you're going to see the buttons, the equipment, the upgrades, and the respec. These are all things that will allow you to equip your hunter with the right items for when you hunt. Now, usually what I go to next is the equipment. The equipment is filled with lots of buttons. Do not let them, scare you. As of right now, as you can see, these are just the filters. These filters allow you to look for guns a lot easier if you don't feel like scrolling through it. To be honest, I find this to be a lot easier, but if you want to be picky, you can pick them out. But it gives you from the different ammo types they use, from what they can do in their own abilities, to the size. And yes, if you're wondering what these are the sizes. The sizes are what allow your hunter to carry certain weapons. Now, there is a trait that allows you to carry a medium with a large, but that's later down the line as you progress, as you rank, and we'll get more into that as we, continue along the story, and we'll discuss more about branches and so forth like that. But for sakes right now, we're just going to basically focus on that you can only carry 2 mediums or a large and a medium, or you guys can carry yourself a medium and a small. It doesn't matter how you want to build out, but you can never carry a large slot and a medium slot unless you unlock the trait itself. Now, if you guys don't know, that trait is called Quartermaster. Quartermaster is a great Great ability when you want to make a little bit of a heavier and a little bit more of a faster paced action kind of hunting hero, kind of boom boom and lots of sticks and bombs and, you know, that stuff. But anyway, again, focusing on these three things, you'll always have to plan accordingly. Now, moving back to the sake of this, I like to usually start off right off the bat with what I say is probably the most balanced game and pretty OP right now through this. Let's go to threes. We're looking for it right now because I forgot to unequip this. So let's unequip this because that's a 2 and you can't have a 2 and a 3. And it will actually filter out the 3s if you have 2 2s or if you have a 2, because then it will be like, no, you can't have the 2 and 3. So now, boom, what I'm looking for, the Winfield. After that, usually you'll get a smaller weapon like the Nagant, so we'll take that for this sake. And for this other one, you'll go to what's called the tools. After you select your guns, the tools are basically items you can reuse over and over but have a certain amount of uses on them. These charges will vary. As example, you can constantly keep using this tool, which is the brass knuckle, when you want to try to fight enemies that only need blunt damage done to them. Now, the first aid is another one that I like to use, but it only comes with 3 charges. I also will go scroll down here. Now, again, you won't get the concertina maps right now. Was it trip mines right now? But you can get them later as, you keep leveling up. It will unlock more equipment, tools, and consumables. And I'll slap that one on there for that sake. Now we have what's called consumables. These are things you can equip to your hunter that you can only use during one match and one time, depending how many charges each consumable carries. But most of the times they're just single consumables. So once you use it, it is done. So that means you kind of want to be smart about it. I like to always give my hunter a nice little firebomb with a dynamite stick. And then after that, I like to give him, you know, some kind of adrenaline shots, which these will be the ones you unlock as you start. Now, you may say, what about this upgrade button? Well, the upgrade button is basically where you unlock all your traits after doing a hunt. You'll need to actually get yourself some trait points right here, as you guys can see. This hide traits, but you know, don't know hiding it. But you need to get these points right here to allow you to unlock each one of them. These all have different abilities you can equip to your hunter, making him different playstyles to quiet and being able to crouch near animals without triggering them, to gaining stamina if your health is low, all the way down to the guns that dispense bullets when you reload them, and instead of losing them, you can grab them with bullet rubber. One of my favorites, bloodless, because you always end up somehow getting stabbed or shanked, or your teammate decides a knife in the back is a good idea. What goddamn dicks! But nonetheless, I digress. Moving back to this whole thing, these traits will be unlocked as you go through time. Some are already unlocked when you first start the game. Just make sure that you select the ones that you feel and read through them. But each one has their own personal styles. I usually like to use stuff like determination, fanning for certain moments, doctor. Again, it will vary depending on each hunter that you have and how you want to play them. Now, the respecs themselves is a little bit different. You can actually go back and remove certain health chunks if you don't want your hunter to have them. Now, as you can see, each health chunk is a little bit different. You can purchase those back over in the overview, where you'll be able to actually add it. It usually has a button right here, but if you really want to, you can go over here and do it yourself again. Now, with that said, you may say, okay, you know, we know what the roster, the recruitment, these little buttons are. What about the store? Again, if you want to go to the store, this is just you personally buying stuff. Again, it's going to have a little bit of tabs from weapons, legendary tools, consumables, blood bonds, but allows you to dive a little bit deeper into weapons, kind of look at them, and you can also do this. Waiting. And oh my god, our wait is over. You can look at the 3D rendition of how the gun looks. You can see how it may carry, just to give you a better idea of how the gun operates itself. Yeah, look at that. It's pure gun fucking action. Yeah, you want to see it fire? Yeah, that's a firing gun. That's oh, no, okay, I think it's like that app you get on your phone, your iPhone. But anyway, back to the main point. So now that we have that, you can also check out the leaderboards for your records. You can see what your KDs are and everything else that you have here, along with it in your rankings. These are some of the best players that you see around the world. And trust me, these guys are pretty tough. I'm not as good as some of them, but I think I can do pretty well. And I'll get up there one day. Don't worry, Ma. I'll take this point in and get to these 11s. Now, you also have to remember, too, guys, like when you look at some of these boards are not that great because, again, one death could be 1 game, 2 games, or just put and just quit. So just remember that, you know, don't get discouraged by this. This is something else. And the library itself, oh, look at that. Now the library itself unlocks a lot more lore and then like informs you more of little tasks that you can complete. You can see right here. But again, this is just extra accoutrement that if you want to learn more about your guns or unlock certain things, you get special points. You can unlock blood bonds. points for these. You can claim your rewards, as you can see. See, I just claimed it. You know, go all the way down here and you scroll and you scroll and you claim it. Boom, claimed it. And you get little perks and bounties. See, look, I got blood bonds. Blood bonds right here. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so we've gone through everything else. You can look at the legal notes if you want to, credits, so forth. Yeah, it's all there. And you pretty much it. But the ones you mostly want to focus on are lobby, so when you're ready, recruitment, so you can pick out your hero, and also you want to focus on the roster so you can make sure that you equip and build everything out. So, now, we're all ready. Let's fucking hunt.
Hunt Showdown is a pretty straightforward game. You, the hunter, are tasked with the objective of finding 3 clues that will lead you to where the bounty is. The bounty is an epic boss fight that once you slay the demon and banish it, you have to extract. But the only way for you to find this is by finding clues. You find clues by using your dark sight that will bring you and allow you to track down where the clues are at. Once you collect the clues or investigate them, you'll be able to see the map narrows down, bringing you closer to where your main objective is and where your bounty is hidden. Now, along the way, you're going to come across a lot of different types of units, from grunts to heavy, even down to our favorite Scorch Daddies themselves. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, there we go. These are the PvE parts of the game. These parts will make it very hard when trying to sneak up on other teams if you do not disperse them in a silent way. So try to find the most silent way that you can disperse most of the enemies. Learning what their weaknesses give you the better advantage. Some grunts prefer knives, certain creatures use flares, while other ones just prefer brass knuckles like this bad boy to put them out in the end. Now along the way, you'll also encounter other players. Now remember, don't forget the PvE is just as dangerous as the PvP. But when you finally get into it, players themselves can be just as deadly as the environment, if not more. So remember to always pay attention to the sounds you hear. Other players will run different builds that can also counteract you along your path in trying to get to your objective. Remember, these gentlemen are going for the same objective as you are, trying to get the bounty before you and extract before you get a chance to do so. Now, once you collected the 3rd clue, you're going to be heading over to the bounty. This is where your big boss fight is going to finally happen. And trust me, you're going to be wanting to know everything you can about these bosses. From the spider, the assassin, oh god, no, it's the spider again. Well, as long as you know their weaknesses, you'll be able to conquer them quietly and efficiently, and be able to extract without anybody knowing you're there. Or you can be as violent as me and just open up fire randomly. But remembering these weaknesses will help you in conquering these bosses. Knowing that the spider is actually very weak to fire is a big thing. Knowing the assassin is weak to blunt objects and being hit in the center of the heart is a key thing. And knowing that the butcher himself requires an axe when killing him is a main thing. Once you've accomplished this task in slaying the boss, you're going to do the next big thing that's going to feel like a victory. Banish the boss, wait your time, then get the hell out of Dodge. And trust me, you're going to want to work overtime because sticking around and waiting for other hunters is not a thing you want to do. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, once you get to the extract, you have 30 more seconds for them to show up and try to disrupt it. So please make sure that when you get to the extract to hide down and be aware of other players. Besides that, guys, this has been Ponecast. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video. This is my first ever survival video. Please, guys, let me know what you think about it. Leave your comments down below. And guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that subscribe button. And guys, thank you again for coming by. And guys, as I say at the end of everything, Ponecast out.